Whilst sustainable fish stocks surround the UK, the last half-century has seen a massive decline in an industry that was once the heartbeat of many UK cities. Through a number of concerted media campaigns, it is easy to think of the fishing industry as unsustainable, where the seas are trawled relentlessly for all manner of species, totally unchecked. This could not be further from the truth. The EU in Brussels currently controls all British fishing, and fishermen are told where they can fish, what they can catch, and what they can bring to land. The problem is many quotas are set on misguided information, and through the EU's common fisheries policy, shared access rules the UK now only has 13% of the sustainable fishing quota in its own seas. This leaves the proud, hard-working fishing communities frustrated, desperate, and on the edge of collapse.
The knock-on effect now is that the housing that's there is declined, the area has declined, people now are no longer living in this area, they're moving out to other estates on the city centre, on the city periphery, and it's a poor state of affairs, what we're left with today.
Since the Cod Wars and joining the EU, the number of people employed in the fishing industry has declined dramatically. Today, only an estimated 12,000 people are now dependent upon the industry, from a peak of 630,000. Much of the decline can be put down to the EU fish quota system that is imposed on the UK through the unfair EU Common Fisheries Policy. In 2014, under the EU's Common Fisheries Policy, British fishermen could only catch 13% of the sustainable quota. This is despite 70% of the sea currently under European Union control, belonging to the United Kingdom under international law. It also manages all UK fish market and trade policy, international policy, and the funding of the CFP itself.
Quota is something that's given from Brussels, and it's shared. I don't say shared equally. You're given a portion of quota from Brussels, and it's shared out by the government in the UK. So you would be given a certain amount of fish to catch. Once you caught that fish, you could catch no more, and then you would have to discard that species.
Both the EU and UK governments rigorously enforce UK quotas, as this local fisherman found out when the UK suddenly stopped all skate fishing in Bideford.
What's been done, we've done a lot ourselves to conserve the stocks, but all around the British Isles what's been done, I mean, it is proven now, stocks are increasing, and yet stocks are increasing but quotas are going down and down.
Tell us about this brand new empty factory you got here.
This was put together about 5 years ago, cost of 3.8 million. Nice facilities, beautiful facilities.
How was it funded?
EC grants and such like. Does make you wonder. I mean, we'll go in now, you'll see the processing area completely empty. This has gone on from the 12th of October due to the raid closure, which was mismanagement by the MMO. It just makes you wonder where it's going to end sometimes. As you can see, this is the processing area, completely empty, fridge is empty. Really, it should be 20 staff, filleting, skinning, packing. Fish would go all over the UK, exported as well. It was about 7-10 days after the closure of it, the MMO turned up here at these premises. I honestly thought they turned up to have a chat and a cup of coffee about the closure and have a discuss things, but it wasn't. There was a raid. They raided the premises, looked everywhere, looking for raid. And I just found it unbelievable, their attitude towards things.
But surely they must have thought that the horrendous fines you get if you get caught, nobody's stupid enough to do that.
Those days are over. I mean, anybody now gets caught, the fines are colossal, 300, 400,000 pounds. Your house is gone. You're treated like a criminal with the Proceeds of Crime Act. I mean, what type of industry goes through that? just gets unbelievable.
Bit OTT.
I mean, at the end of the day, some of the hardest working people in this country are fishermen. I mean, there's nobody puts more hours in than them. They're hard working people, and they just get no respect. It's heartbreaking how a fisherman is treated.
The decline in the fishing industry was equally mirrored on shore in the communities that built up around the industry. Once where son followed father to sea, for many young men and women, the only thing on the horizon today is the dole.
There's a knock-on effect because they're not fetching the same kind of money in, so they're not earning as much, and then they're not able to provide for the families the same. And of course it makes a decline in the town because there's not as many people. I mean, we know just by coming down ourselves, there's nowhere near as many people coming shopping down the town because people just, the money isn't there anymore. And I do think a lot of it is to do with the fishing industry.
You know, I mean, all the local communities rely on the fishing industry. As you can see yourself, you've got markets, you've got cafes, you've got everything all around.
All you've got to look around now is in this port and see, I can see it, how many youngsters is here today taking on the fishery. You can't see it hardly none at all. No. And years ago, all the youngsters that coming down here, leaving school, they would go up the net loft, mending the nets, get that, and then come on a boat and doing their jobs. It's not happening today because they know there's no future in it.
But there could be.
Most definitely it could be.
If they destroy the fishing industry down here, I genuinely believe it's going to have a much, much bigger knock-on effect than what they truly believe.
I've been fishing since I was 15, left school at 15. Family's been fishing for, well, my dad's gone back to the 1600s. We were fishing then, the family was. My grandfather's a fisherman, my uncle was. Hopefully lemon soles and squid. That's what we're hoping to catch today, which we're lucky because it's not what we call a pressure stock species, which we can catch as much as we want or can catch, because the government hasn't put a restriction on that at the moment. It has everything else, but we're lucky we can catch as much of that as we can, and the price of lemon soles is quite good this time of year. Brought a quota in on most things. We never had a quota in on skate last year, and about November time last year we stopped catching skate because why I don't know, because other boats in the North Sea caught it and we were throwing it away. The trouble with quotas is our troll, our two nets coming along, they're just going to catch everything in its path. So if it's something we can't catch, those nets don't know that, so it's just going to swim in, and 90% of roundfish you throw away is dead. It doesn't live. So it's like this time of year now we could catch a ton of cod a day, but I've only got a quota of 500 kilos for a month.
That's nothing.
So we can't fish in that area. I know there's cod now and we can make a nice day's work. A lot better than we are now, but we got no quota.
So should be hopefully on par with yesterday, so far so good day's wages hopefully. See.
Who makes up these rules? It must be somebody in an office that hasn't got a window, that just has a book and thinks, oh, I'll stop this week, I'll stop that. The best thing with quotas is just let the British fishing fleet, if you want to know what's in the sea, say, right, there's no quotas for a year, and then at the end of it, tally it all up and see what's actually in the sea. not the way they're doing it. They haven't got a clue. There's nobody represents our fishing industry that knows anything about it. 100% of fishermen would rather bring in everything they've caught and let it be sold for charity or something. You know, you could have a separate auction. That's what they've caught is dead. Put it to one side. Whatever money's raised there, I don't know, go to a children's home or something. Every fisherman would bring their fish in, ice it, use their own boxes if they knew it was going for something like that. In Brussels at Christmas time, just in December, they tell the British government what they can have. You know, which I just, you know, we're self-sufficient. Every boat, our fishing grounds are the best in the world. They are the best fishing grounds in the world. Everybody's trying to get here. The French are here, the Spanish are here, the Belgians are here, the Dutch are here. They're all trying to get here. Get out, leave us alone. It's called the English Channel. It's not called the French Channel, is it? You know?
As you can see, North Cornwall coast there. We are heading down to Padstow very shortly there, off that coast there. Approximately 15 vessels, every one of them Belgium or French. Not one English boat there fishing, all foreigners. I mean, that can't be right. It's
when all the English boats are tied up.
People have got to start to listen and realise what's going on. It's just ridiculous. Totally ridiculous.
That's pretty plain to see, that is.
You can't get any blacker than that. I mean, that's updated every 2 minutes, so it isn't like you can stick them on the screen. That's it there, black and white.
This boat has got to gross £1,000 a day. It's got to, that, you know, it seems a lot of money, but then you take the £300 a day fuel. I've got 4 crew. They've all got mortgages. They've all got families. They've all got kids, and they've all got to be paid.